Welcome back to day 4 of Sanity. We're really helping all of you prepare for kind of the insanity that's surrounding us right before this election. The world has gone crazy a little bit, and we're giving you some tools to help cope with that. So today our lesson is really about the power of listening and seeking to understand. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone's entitled to that opinion. That is the great thing about living in America. And so we want to make sure that instead of always forcing or sharing our opinion, that we actually take some time to listen. And listening without an agenda. So it's really important when we listen that we listen with curiosity versus judgment. If there was a continuum, judgment would be way over here, curiosity would be way over here. And I can promise you that curiosity is a happier place to be. So we don't have to be right. All we have to do is ask. And it doesn't mean that we are giving the opinions of those that we're asking necessarily credence, or that we agree with them, but we are giving them space. And that's part of what makes humanity wonderful. And so we really want to be in a space where we can help people express why certain things are opinions, or why those things are important to them. So what we want to do is talk about this listening skill. It's probably the most underrated tool for staying sane. Especially when things are really divisive. When we really listen, we move past assumptions and we really open doors to understanding. So Amy Edmondson wrote a great book and has a great TED Talk talking about this whole idea of psychological safety. So Amy's with Harvard. It's this idea that you can express your ideas, your opinions, without retribution, being humiliated, etc. And all of us really deserve that kind of respect. Doesn't mean that the opinion is agreeable, but it does mean that everyone's entitled to that and that we give people space for that. And we may find that there is a nugget of something that they shared that we align with. So going back to day 1, we were talking about being clear about our values. They may share that exact same value, but it is expressed in a different way. They see the fulfillment of that value being done in a different way. Maybe you both think education is extremely important and that we need strong schools. Well, how that happens might come from 2 different perspectives. And there might be some places where you actually have some alignment and you can agree to disagree on those other things. But all you have to do is listen. Doesn't cost you anything except your time, and all of us want to be listened to, so why not reciprocate there? So what we're really looking at is this whole idea of, instead of thinking about what you're going to say next, that, your zinger, your response, your reaction, instead paraphrase to say, what I hear you saying is that schooling is really important to you and that you think that education of our children is fundamental. That will help the person know that they have been heard. It encourages a deeper conversation, which is what we all want. We don't want to stay at the surface of headlines, deletions, distortion, generalization. That's not accurate. But if we get to a point where we really hear each other, we can go deeper. So the next time you find yourself in a heated discussion, or maybe overhearing a heated discussion, maybe you're watching a heated discussion on television, just pause and focus on truly listening. Now, when I teach my coaching students listening skills, one of the things I will have them do is actually watch the television, but mute it. Look at the facial expressions. Look at how people are watching one another. Are they making eye contact? Things like that. You can tell an awful lot from a conversation with no words whatsoever. So really Make eye contact. Acknowledge what you've heard. Paraphrase for understanding. You don't have to offer your own opinion at all. In fact, you may decide you don't want to share your opinion. But if you really want to go deeper, there will be an exchange. So, think about for the next day, just the idea of just listening. Don't offer an opinion. Don't react. Don't respond. Just say, here's what I hear you saying. And silence is the next piece, right? It's just giving them space to express themselves. And I think you will feel a much deeper peace just listening. And how much tension just really erodes when we just listen. So your challenge is to practice this deep listening with just one person today. And it could be a program. If you're solo, if you live alone, if you're not up for having a conversation, think about, watching a program and pausing after the soliloquy of your favorite actor and saying, what I really hear is this. And it might be the emotion that's underlying it or a need that they have. Think about that and you will get so much more out of your conversations. Be sure and join us back tomorrow for another tip to keep you sane during this election week. If you want to learn more about deep listening, I have several books on the topic because I teach a lot about coaching and creating a coaching culture. But my book, Meet Me in the Middle, is on sale this week just for the election. It's also available on Audible. So join us back here tomorrow for one more sane tip.